Ishan Kishan. Nobody is even talking about it. He, people shouldn't forget that he was bought for 15 and a half.
Yes.
So just
Yeah,
because
I mean-
nobody's talking about it doesn't mean you have to.
No, this,
Back we are then with IPL retention chatter here on ESPN Cricinfo. We have taken a real beating after our first round of episodes, especially Dustin Salgado, Nagaraj Golapudi. There's a great comment that came through for Nagaraj Golapudi that says, I'm trying to think what exactly Golapudi sir does. Now you will find out what sir does. He's going to tell us.
Where did you read that?
It was there. It was there. Dustin and me scanned through every comment. Adi is here as well to actually add some sense. And I apologize for what turned out to be a very interrupty video last time. So I'm going to be just throwing a question and keeping quiet, like a good host does. The question is one I don't want to give much opinion on anyway, so it works for me. The question is, how do MI slice their pie? Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya, Jasprit, Bumrah, Suryakumar Yadav. I'm not even Vichara mentioning Tilak Varma, who's leading the India A team or the India emerging team in Oman. But those four, assuming they get to retain them with the 75 crore purse limit and all that, how do they retain all of them? Nagaraj.
Okay, let's start. Even 120 crores won't be enough, to be honest, as we know. So, but having said that, they have to find a way, and looks like I did have a word with somebody, and that somebody said that, and looks like this is coming out of, they have learned a lesson from what happened last year when they brought back Hardik Pandya and the fashion that he was brought back, and what kind of furore it created in the MI room house. It was very disruptive. Clearly, we can see that. So it seems that they want to buy in. That's the word, buy in. They want to buy in from the 5 names that they have shortlisted. My guess for the 5 names is all Indians. We'll not name them, but you can name yourself. The listeners, they can figure that out.
I've named 4, but is the 5th one Tilak Varma?
Yes.
Okay, carry on.
One piece of chatter also is that Rohit will be the top retention. So if Rohit is the top retention, and there's also another interesting point is I don't know about what the owners think, but the captain, who should be the captain? Some believe that Hardik will retain the captaincy. Some believe Rohit might be given back the captaincy.
Matlab, you're talking about some of the owners or some
no,
people?
it's
No. Let's just be clear.
Wait.
I have no owner's number there on my mind.
it'll be
But
a
I think
it'll be a PR disaster if they give it back to Rohit though.
Will
Really?
it?
People will be
Will it?
excited.
I think that will
It's
save
a
them
good
some
point.
time.
But will it be a PR disaster, or will it actually be, no, okay, well done, MI. This would have been a really hard decision, but you've taken back what I'm sure was a call which makes the management accept that what they did last year was incorrect. But will it really be a PR disaster? I have even heard from the grapevine that given what happened with the Indian team, there is a case now to name Suryakumar Yadav as captain.
Yeah.
Like now that these guys have seen Henrik Larsson go for 23 crores, will even 18 crores be enough for any of them? Why will Jasprit Bumrah or any of these players not say, I should get 25 crores if Klaasen is getting 23? That's going to be the challenge, right?
I think
True, that is definitely a challenge, and will put spanner in the works. We have already spoken about that in our previous chats, so that this will kind of cause a lot of disruption in other franchises' ranks.
Let's try and imagine. Let's imagine, Nagraj,
That there are 5 of them in
4
the room.
players have been summoned in the dark hours of the night to a very high-profile location somewhere between Pedder Road and Marine Drive in Mumbai. And then one by one, each Rolls-Royce enters, and they are taken through a packed entrance, and they all sit in a common boardroom across the table. Pandya, Bumrah, Rohit Sharma, Surya,
Suryakumar.
the ownership, Maila Jayawardene is now head coach, all the stakeholders involved. What does that buy-in really look like? Because I can sense within one line over there are at least 4 people out of those 5 players that are saying, yeah, but I want to be captain, you know that, or at least harboring that sentiment.
If they do take the call of changing captaincy, they should announce it ideally there and tell them, because that's the buy-in factor. You tell them that this is what the plan is. Whether you agree or disagree, you can always put it out later. But for now, what we want is this. This is what we're going to pay. it's going to be under 20. Has to be under 20, right? Because
Yes.
if unless you say Rohit gets paid 18 and then the other three get paid 17, what does that work out to still? 17
That
threes are 51 plus 69, and
So
that means
the smart business here would be 17 for each. So that way
yeah.
they're all at par. And then the balance 7 or whatever it comes to 17, 34, 61. No, sorry, 51 and 68.
68.
So 68 and then 7 to Tilak. And that's all your official retention to allow you the 45 to go into the auction with. And there are ways to sweeten the deal, I'm sure, as franchises tend to.
Say, assume that you are Tilak Varma, and if Mumbai walks up to you and then say we'll retain you for 7 crores, why would you agree? A Shah Rukh Khan, for that matter, who's uncapped, is not going to agree for a 4 crore retention. Shashank Singh is not going to agree for a 4 crore retention.
he might just end up being like one of the key. He's already a key player in that sense, but he will grow into a bigger player. He will be
And a future
retained next
captain.
auction. He will at next auction. He'll be one of the top buys probably. The retentions probably if he carries
Yeah.
on the way he grows. And he's been managed by Rise, which is a agency like owned by the same set of owners. So
Yeah.
I would think that way too. I mean, as a counter to what you're thinking.
You can't give everyone captaincy, but the least you can do is give everyone the same amount of money, which you make it 18 into 4 or 17 into 4. I think the fifth retention will really come down to what conversation will really come down to whether Rashid is out or not. If Rashid is
out. Rashid
as in if Rashid is released or not. If Rashid is not released, they are unlikely to retain the fifth player. If Rashid is released, they are retaining only fourth place.
So they want to keep that extra.
You need that cushion.
7 crore.
Yeah.
You are happy to potentially sacrifice Tilak Varma if he goes higher at the auction because you're getting in Rashid Khan.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Any update on Rashid Khan, Nagraj? Have you spoken to him?
Yeah. No, boss.
We
wait.
not far away.
We'll wait for another day, another chatter we'll have on that. But right now,
don't you feel like everything Nagraj has said today suggests that he's actually preparing to be in that hypothetical group that you mentioned?
Yeah.
He's the person who has to actually convince these players.
He's going to be now like the olden days. He's going to be hiding under the table without them even knowing before everyone enters with his recorder on. From what I gather, a prominent international player, in fact, a former IPL captain, has guaranteed that Rashid Khan is entering the auction.
Okay, then.
If he's entering the auction, Nadi's calculations add up.
Yeah.
GT would also offer Rashid and Gill in the same vicinity, you would think, in the 18-20 bracket.
100%.
Yeah. So what more are you getting? I mean, what more is Rashid getting outside? Is he taking a risk actually?
I mean, there's no doubt that Rashid Khan is going to fetch an extraordinary amount of money if he enters the auction. That we all agreed on when we discussed the overseas player episode of this show.
Yeah.
So the only point over here is whether MI will, in many ways, sacrifice a lot of other auction plans and go with these 4 big names retained plus a Rashid Khan, fill the rest of the team with whatever they can pick up. And if there are significant plot holes or significant holes in the squad, you then add through trades and other auctions. You're almost late. But
have they
around these 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting strategy, but have they learned anything from 2022 then?
Absolutely. And then if one of your prominent players get injured, like it has happened for them, that leaves your squad completely exposed. So
yeah,
tough one. But yeah, let's wrap it up and let me simply ask all of you what your ideal retention would be for these 4. We talk about bringing them to the table. It almost requires international diplomacy skills in play here.
And a degree in something?
A degree in what? Or a degree in what?
No, go on.
I'm just putting it what I suggested earlier. I think they should sit down, the 4 of them, say we're going to give each of you 17 each. Don't worry about Henrik Klassen and what he's getting. That's franchise's issue. So take the same amount. You're all at par. Let's all be brothers. You've overcome that challenge after winning the World Cup, their emotions, etc., etc. As far as captaincy goes, I genuinely think that they should go with Suryakumar Yadav.
100%.
I think all 4 of these players deserve 50 crores each. They'll decide now what they actually agree to. I have no input on that. My only input is that just as a fan, I want to see Rohit Sharma as captain. He has that ineffable quality that is needed as an IPL captain.
Ineffable. Adi.
Ineffable.
Again, the 4 retentions that I mentioned earlier, Tick and Bumrah probably at the same price. Comes down to Rashid. In terms of captaincy, I'm pretty sure Gambhir must also be pushing for it, but I don't know how much they listen to the Indian team. But it makes sense to go with Surya as the captain.
Okay, Nagaraj.
Retain all 5, make Rohit the captain, and make MI once again and also the fans. That's very important. You don't want to listen to boos again. MI would hope that they don't want to listen to boos. So yeah, and Rohit can probably, bring the cheer back in the MI house.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good luck, Mumbai Indians. We do not envy your position.